What's up, YouTube family? We are back with another crazy one, and this is a very big welcome to you all to this particular YouTube channel. Now, if you're new to this particular channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the link in this particular video description to be part of our free Telegram community. Now, today we are literally going to talk about the crazy one, and this is going to be how to literally frame a directional bias for flipping, right? So if you're practically looking to flip, right, you need to understand the basics of directional bias. Okay. We literally can flip just by taking any random setup. We literally need a directional bias that can literally lead you to having precise entries, right? Now, in the previous slide, we actually did talk about an easy scalping setup, right? Or let's say scalping strategy that you can literally use is killing up your smaller account and flipping and how you were able to like take a 50 USD to $7,000 based on this particular setup, right? But today, we are literally going to be talking about how to frame a directional bias in the market. Now, we are literally going to approach this from a very simplified perspective, right? And a very simple approach, which I'm literally going to like state right here and then hope that you all do apply this particular arsenal or this particular concept to your arsenal and see how profitable it is, right? So first, we literally have to like start with understanding why we frame a directional bias. All right, so a directional bias is literally going to give you the premise for what you actually want to look out for in the market in the long run and possibly in on a very short run, right? So if you're looking to like um, put your mind to the fact that you want to be buying for a specific period of time, you literally can't do this off the lower time frame. All you literally need to do is to like look at the higher time frame, right? So in this particular case, if you're looking to scalp, right, our higher time frame is going to be a 4 hour time frame. And if you're looking to like they trade, right? Our higher time frame is going to be the 4 hour, right? But before I literally move further, right, this is literally the result we've had so far of this particular method, right? We've actually caught a series of crazy trades, right? Which actually did pan out well and which we actually did share with the community, right? So we've literally had this major flip, this major like crazy runs, right? Ranging from every single one right here to the current price action, right? Now we literally do take losses, but rest assured this is a very crazy one with a very good win rate, right? Over the past 2 weeks, we have literally had break-evens, right, on this major setups, right? We've actually had the first break-even right here. We actually had the second break-even right here, which is quite normal, right? And we actually did have a third break-even at this particular point. So that is literally normal. It's literally normal, right? So how do we actually approach this particular levels and how can you literally do the same thing or replicate the same thing as right? So first of all, this is literally going to bring us all the way to the concept of levels, right? You literally need to look out for high value areas. Now, how can we literally confirm or how can we do this, right? So first, we actually can do this in two particular ways. Now, before you actually say, oh, how, what is the result, right? If you click on the link in this particular video description, you can literally see every single crazy flip which I've done in the community, right? And every single trade which we've taken of this. So this is literally BTC of we actually did run this up from a 1K all the way to $22,000 of this particular setup. And also the same thing on good, right? If you literally keep scrolling, you're literally going to see more crazy setups coming in, right? We actually did a whole lot of these crazy things. So these are literally rest assured, very high probability setups that can literally take it from 0 to 100, right? And of course, you literally need to like make sure you understand what you're doing, right? So if you're literally also looking to be part of our copy trading system or services, right, you can literally inbox right there on Telegram, where our trade will reflect on your account. So we are moving to the redo right now. So how do we capitalize on this, right? Now, if you take a look on the chart, right, firstly, we start by breaking down the daily, and this particular concept applies to every single asset and price. And for for the sake of this particular video, I think I'm literally going to make use of gold, right? Because it's literally easier to flip on gold. And this particular thing, as I did say, applies to every single asset and price. So now we actually do have this on gold on the daily, right? Let's use another particular chart. All right. We literally have specific patterns which we actually do look out for, and we actually do expect to see price reaction from them. right? So the first pattern we're literally going to look at is the presence of a QLO. Now, as I did talk in the previous video, or as I did explain in the previous video, right, a QML is particularly a reversal pattern, which comes in this particular note. This, this, and then price giving you this, all right? Every single thing revolves around the same thing. Now, in respect to the daily, we are literally not looking to apply just a concept of engulfing candles, right? We are literally looking out for price to give us this particular pattern, right? And with this kind of pattern comes a defined take profit area, and then it comes a defined stop loss area, and then also your entry. So with this particular pattern right here, we are always looking to scale in at this particular point, right? So in this particular case, if you take a look at what pattern is practically present, we actually have the presence of this shoulder, and this is a head, and this is a right shoulder, right? So all you can literally do at this particular point is literally map this out this way, okay? From the body, we actually want to map this out right from the body, right? We don't literally need to look out for the presence of any other time. We don't literally need to use the wicks, right? So if you switch to the line chart, you confirm how authentic this particular pattern is, right? You can see this is a defined previous left shoulder. This is literally clean head, right? And then price gives you a push all the way to the upside to like notify that's all right. This is particularly price changes structure to the upside. And when we talk about changes structure, we are literally saying a violation of the previous high. Okay, price makes a higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So if you switch this all the way to the candlestick chart, we can literally see the presence of price tapping into this and then the reversal. Now, this is enough to like say, all right, we're literally looking to like buy until price gives us a rate of the high that prepared to retracement, right? So if you're talking about a high that prepared to retracement, so this is particularly what the reversal area. This is a high that propelled to this particular retracement all the way to the downside, right? So every single thing we're literally doing in price, we literally want to see price take out this particular high for a very short fact. No matter what, we actually want to see price take out this high. Now the question is, how do we capitalize on this? We have actually like pointed out a very precise reversal point, and then the next question is how to like capitalize on this, right? So firstly, we actually do map out these levels. Second, we actually do wait for the presence of an engulfing candle, right? Now, when we actually do have price reversal right here, we actually want to make sure that the buyers are in control, right? In every single scenario, you are literally required to wait for the presence of a bullish engulfing candle, right? Now, presence represents a bullish engulfing candle right here. We're literally seeing the presence of a bullish engulfing candle right here, okay? So this is literally confirmation. This is literally confirmation that we need to see buys. Now, again, if you're literally new to this particular YouTube channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also click the link in this particular video description to be part of our free Telegram community. After price did present this, right, you actually want to like make sure every single entry you're literally going to like opt in for is going to come in at the week of the pre of the next candle, right? So this is going to like take us all the way to like scale into the 4 hour time frame. All right, so this is the reversal point, right? So I'm literally going to like shrink this. Okay, so this is practically well, this is practically the confirmation zone, right? So I'm literally going to place a vertical line so you'll get to see where the engulfing candle did come in at this particular zone, right? So this is what we're talking about right here. This is what you're talking about, right? So I'm literally going to scale all the way to the 4 hour time frame, and then on the 4 hour time frame, we're literally looking out for the presence of price giving us a valid test. All right. Now, this is what we literally have on the chart right now, okay? And then we actually do have what we call the presence of an SNRC type 2. And what we talk about in respect to an SNRC type 2 is particularly price retested an area of support twice or an area of resistance twice, right? So this is what it looks like. So you can literally go all the way to the chart to like backtest this particular pattern, right? It's a very interesting one and actually has a high probability payout, right? So this is it. We actually have push down, push up, comes back down, okay, gives us a run up into this previous level, comes back down, takes out this and comes back again to retest this particular level before an expansion. our entry is always going to be at this particular point, right? We always do look at to see price um give this retest and we're looking to like scaling right here. So if you actually want to like map this out, you can literally decide to like make sure you place a line or let's say a line here or map out this level, right? This should be the point of origin, and you actually want to see price come back into this level still, retesting this previous level and also this origin point or this point of origin, right? So now, if you take a look at this, we actually did see the presence of this same pattern playing out right here, right? We actually do see the presence of this particular pattern coming in play in this particular point where we actually do have the presence of what? This is a point of origin, price gives an expansion, comes for a retest, right? Gives another expansion and then comes back for another retest, taking out this high. We actually did move all the way to the upside, comes back all the way for this retest, right? So this is literally how we actually did frame a setup right now. We have literally filtered out pretty much the entire noise, right? And the question is going to be, how do we scale into this particular trade? Now, some persons might literally want to like go aggressively by scaling down straight up to the lower time from the 30 minutes or the 15 minutes to like take an entry, right? But in this particular scenario, I'll always advise keeping it all um, simple, right? So after price is like present this point of origin and then gives a retest, we can literally like implement the simplest approach, which is to like make use of a valid supply and demand, right? So in this particular scenario right here, what do we actually have on price? We can see that this particular zone did actually propel a very clean movement to the upside, and price actually did tap into this price actually did clear this up, right? And we see that this was literally a fresh demand zone that price has literally not tapped into, especially the weeks at this particular point, if we refine further to the 5 minutes, right? So all we literally have right here is a noise or price just giving you crazy noise all the way to come into this particular level, right? So we actually have inducement, and we are actually waiting for the real deal that is price tapping into into this demand, right? So all I literally have at this particular point is mapping out my demand level, right? And I've literally filtered out the entire noise, right? I've literally filtered out pretty much every single crazy noise present, right? And after doing this, my entry can literally be taken at this particular point where I can decide to go for another confirmation entry. But that is going to be too much noise, right? And you literally don't want to over refine. So we actually have to like keep things as easy as possible. Entry taken right at this particular point, right? And stop loss goes just below this particular low, and this is practically 90 pips or 70 pips. I always do make use of 70 pips in respect to zones like this, right? And we can see how quick the expansion was all the way to the upside. Now, the question is, where do we actually want to have our targets, right? We are practically looking to target the previous high that prepared to the retracement, right? So this is it all the way to having this, right? So you can see this is practically 70 pips plus, or let's say 80 pips, and then we're literally having a target of 800 pips, right? So this is practically a 1:8. So if you literally have just $100 in your account, right, and you're literally looking to scale this, risking just $80, right, with a 0.10, right, you literally have over 800 USD from 80 USD, right? And then if you decide to go on an aggressive approach, right, which is a 0.200, right, you are rest assured that if price goes half of this, which is practically 40 pips, you're losing your accounts, right? That is a crazy approach, but now price actually found out well. That is over 1,600 USD or more, right? Of a what? Of an 80 USD, right? And then the same thing goes for a 1K account. You can literally see that this has to come with you accepting the risks of what might be, right? So we literally do accept that, all right, if price is to like go south, we are losing this particular account because we did deposit what we are willing to risk, right? But if it doesn't go well, we are losing this. But if it goes well, you can see the massive risk reward, right? So to a very big extent, we always do say to traders, right? You need to like focus more on being better and then learning to do this crazy stuff, right? It's literally not a hard deal if you know what you're literally doing, right? So we actually do have 800 pips to the target, to this particular high, to the very tip, right? And as price is literally expanding, which is one rule that I always do make use of, right? Price is expanding all the way to the upside. This particular high has been taken out, we go on break even immediately, right? No matter how many positions have been stacked, or how many trades we've literally had at this particular point, you literally need to like go on risk free. And whatever makes price comes back down to take this out means it's literally invalid, right? Hence, we actually do stay on the safer side. So that is it, guys. It's literally all easy. And as I did say, if you're new to this particular YouTube channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow for more content ideas or educational ideas, right? And don't forget to click on the link in this particular video description to join our free Telegram community for more crazy flip, right? See you guys on the next slide.